Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whenever you're watching me right now. My name is Jay Luke, the owner and operator of the Passionate Network, where we amplify the voices, elevate the culture, and champion the musicians. I'm also the host of Talk That Talk. Remember, you can get any of our merchandise right here on this channel. All you got to do is go and pick out whatever you want, and you can get 30% off your purchase. Just type in the promo code HBCUBAND. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications, man, because as long as we got content, we'll keep posting it, and you want to get those notifications when we do. Um, so this is my follow-up after the whole FloMo situation. What I do appreciate is an open dialogue that has been happening, not only just on the comments on the original post, but also in a lot of different places. And so what I like to do and what I like to always see is people putting in their input and their thoughts. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened to me, or at least what's been happening ever since that happened. I've received several phone calls, had multiple conversations, received a lot more information from several sources, so on and so forth. The information that I received from the several sources that literally are inside of the situation and inside of the band room, so on and so forth, has been crazy, to say the least. And I'm saying physical documentation that has proven their particular side of the situation. What I will also say is I also received a lot of information on the other side as far as what was said that happened, speculation on what happened, and to a lesser degree, a lot of opinions on what they feel happened and so on and so forth. What I will say is this, right? In a situation like this, there's always going to be his side, her side, and then somewhere in the middle is going to be the truth. What I will say is, and this is coming from my personal opinion at this point, what I honestly say is that I feel, or I believe that there is fault on a lot of sides. I honestly believe that there were some things that happened and people are doing their best to try to cover their mistakes, cover their situations or whatever. With that being said, though, I honestly believe that there were mistakes on both sides. And I'm going to be very honest when I say this. The one side that I don't put any of the blame on, that I feel is happening right now, or I believe that is happening right now, is the marching band. From a BOTY standpoint, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, Band of the Year, from a FloMo administration standpoint, I think that's where a lot of the ultimate blame comes from. It's very easy to be able to speculate what somebody was or what someone said that they were going to do or what they were able to do or so on and so forth. It's very easy to speculate on, the amount of money that they received or the amount of money that they didn't receive. The reality of the situation is that even if BOTY actually handed them a check for $100,000, $75,000, however much money it was, the reality is that that money did not go directly to the band program. That is what we know is true. Regardless of how much was sent or how much, whatever, what we know is true is that it did not directly go to the hands of the band program. It went to the hands of the administration. That's what we know to be true. From there is a lot of different thought processes and speculations and so on and so forth. And at the end of the day, the way that I look at it is that the ones who hurt and suffer the most are the students. I can put my personal opinion out there, and I'm going to say this. My personal opinion is, at the end of the day, if it was a uniform issue, then they should not have been allowed to participate. They should not have been allowed to submit videos. They shouldn't have been allowed to do anything. They should not have been in the scoring. Period, point blank. Now, again, one of the great things that I try to pride myself on the most is taking the opportunity to hear both sides and and think objectively. I am not going to get an emotional tirade or anything like that. I'm not, because that honestly will not solve any issues or any problems. What I will say is what I am always going to advocate for is evenness and fairness across the board. Now, let us also be real. There is in anything that you do, there is never going to be 100% satisfaction. As a promoter, as a DJ, as a band director, as a content creator, as a what else have I done? Graphic design, as a production manager, as a videographer. I've done quite a few things in my life, and what I know for a fact, there is never going to be 100% appeased people on any side. But what I obviously and what I will always do is, if you're going to engage in something, that it should be fair across the board. Hence the reason why I say, if it is true, again, I'm thinking objectively, if it is true that BOTY had the clause from the beginning, my personal stance is they should not have been allowed to participate from the beginning. They should not have been able to submit videos, and they should not have been given scores. Period. And that's just my personal opinion on that. But with that being said, again, I earnestly believe with my heart of hearts that at the end of the day, it affects the students the most. And that is where my final opinion about this particular situation is going to come from. At the end of the day, you have a band program with students in there who were submitting videos, looking at their scores with the intent of performing. And at the end of the day, whether it was a BOTY situation, whether it was an administration situation about finances and funding and so on and so forth, the one that suffers is the program. Period. Because I also want to look at it from another perspective. If the band never submitted a video, and I'm talking about an if, we're just using this as an example. If the band never submitted a video, but they were still getting scored on whatever videos that they had, and they were still in the same place, and they were looking at the scores in their brain, those kids are thinking, oh, we're doing well. We're going to go. We're going to defend our title. And again, at the end of the day, the students suffer the most. So, and I want to be very clear, because it's really interesting to watch a lot of the comments. And again, I love reading the comments. I think the comments are dope. I think everybody's perspective is always heard. From my side, from the rest of my team, we talk about it quite often. But one of the things that I find interesting is the fact that, and I've said it on multiple occasions, I ain't salty about nothing. I can tell you that now. I'm not salty about nothing. I honestly want BOTY to be successful. I've since day one. I want anything that is going to put HBCUs, HBCU band programs, so on and so forth, in a great light, and respect them for the art that they produce and do it the right way. I always want them to be successful. I also, again, do not have a favorite band. Any student who is performing in a band program is my favorite band, because every band falls short. There is no perfect band. And I can tell you, there's no perfect entity except for, God. So with that being said, everyone falls short somewhere. And as a person who wants to make sure that I deliver the most honest content possible that I possibly can, while thinking objectively and also giving my opinion every now and then, it would not do myself or my listeners, the followers, any good for me to only speculate or only give my opinion based on a favorite program that I have. Now, do I have things about different programs that I like? Absolutely. I think J5 Drum Majors is one of the best drum majors ever. Am I always going to love the Legion? Absolutely. Do I think that Old School Fam, in my opinion, was one of the best sounding, cleanest bands during that time? That's my personal opinion. Yes. But if it comes down to a situation where we have a voting process or we have anything that is rankings or anything like that, I'm going to always look objectively. And in this particular situation, I'm looking objectively on both sides. And the biggest thing that I can say is, one, there's truth somewhere in the middle of both of these situations. And the biggest thing is that the kids and the students suffer the most based on mishandling or miscommunication. With that being said, I want you guys to give me your thoughts down inside of the comment section. Tell me your thoughts about this whole particular situation. Also, tell me, are you going to be tuning in to the BOTY? I'm going to tell you right now, I am. I never said that I wasn't. I can also say that, again, I actually wanted to be successful. So I'm going to be tuning in. So are you going to be tuning in? Are you going to be watching these band programs? How do you actually feel about the final lineup? I mean, what we have, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. I think that there are some good programs out there. Shout out to Fam, shout out to Miles. But, you know, I earnestly believe that in my heart of hearts that, you know, this is the program, and the battle itself was always started with good intent. And I'm going to stand by that. So you guys tell me your thoughts down in the comment section. Also, man, don't forget, you can get 30% off your purchase right here on anything that we have in the store. All you got to do is type in the promo code HBCUBand. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications right here at the Passion Is Network. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.